All right, so it's the same example that you saw converted in JSON that you see in the bottom half of the screen. All right, now API styles. This is important. It's important to know where your APIs are, right? So let's say there's two types of web APIs that you can create, right? One could be a proxy style web API, where this is your, if you look at this as layers, you have your client layer, you have your API management layer, and then you have your, either on-premise or a cloud resource, right? And let's say you have an order service that uses JSON as a payload, right? And you want to invoke, you want to basically proxy that service, expose that service in an API, right? So that's basically just pass through. It doesn't really make any changes to to the backend service. It just represents that, but all it gives is a friendly URI name. What you can see here is, I've said organization/proxy1_order. That basically goes to the order service, right? So you're building a proxy. You're masking the actual endpoint address because you're basically receiving information directly on the API management layer, right? And it's just a pass-through proxy, right? That is one type of web API. There's other types of web APIs where you probably want to do some, aggregation of information. You probably get one request, and then you make two calls. Let's say you want to basically get all the customers' orders. So you make a request to the customer service, and then you make a request to the order service with the same order number, and basically aggregate that information and give it back to the client application. So just to give you an idea of what it may look like when you're looking at creating APIs, these are the two different styles that one can imagine, right? Proxies and assemblies, or orchestrations, if you want to call it that. Right? A typical SaaS API solution, and when I say SaaS, this is essentially going to be a cloud solution which has multiple tenants, where you can basically host your APIs on the internet, right? So you create either your proxies and your assemblies, and basically expose your API. So you give a developer portal, right? Just like how you saw in the EveryTrail example, there was a developer portal that one would use, or the Experian network portal, and basically look at the analytics. So there's multiple actors. If you see, the business user is looking at usage metrics of the API. The IT operations person, the IT person, is going to define the APIs, and these are the external developers. It could be people on the street. It could also be someone from a different part of the world that's using the portal, understanding what the APIs mean, and using this as a gateway to go downstream into your organization. And that's what happens. You get your HTTP request into your API management layer. It goes via a security layer. It goes via maybe a typical intranet that may have an enterprise ESB, and then finally back into the enterprise information systems, which will serve the information that has been asked from the applications, right? So this is the SaaS-based API solution. Coming to an on-premise solution, we have it could be the same thing. All we've done is we moved that application, the solution, right from the cloud, and we've hosted the same on the premise, in the intranet. If you see this, the on-premise APIs live inside the intranet. Everything remains the same. External developers, internal developers still go via the client applications and basically come to reach the APIs, right? So another way in which you can see this, there's players in the market that have both these options, the SaaS-based offering as well as the on-premise offering. Right?